Di tengah urgensi krisis iklim yang kian nyata, suara-suara perubahan tidak hanya lahir dari ruang konferensi atau panggung politik, tapi juga dari panggung kontes kecantikan. Lewat mahkota yang kini tak lagi hanya simbol estetika, para finalis dan pemenang ajang seperti Miss Earth dan Putri Nusantara tampil sebagai representasi perempuan yang berani, cerdas, dan vokal dalam menyuarakan isu lingkungan. Lalu seperti apa kontes kecantikan modern telah berevolusi menjadi wadah advokasi yang kuat dalam mencetak perempuan-perempuan prominen yang tidak hanya tampil memukau tapi juga berdampak nyata khusus bagi bumi. Insight akan membahasnya bersama saya, Desi Anwar.
Di balik kilau mahkota dan gaun malam yang memesona, kontes kecantikan masa kini telah berevolusi. Tak lagi hanya soal penampilan luar, ajang pageant kini menjadi panggung penting bagi perempuan untuk bersuara tentang lingkungan, inklusivitas, kesehatan mental, hingga isu-isu kemanusiaan global. Pageant adalah ruang representasi, sebuah panggung di mana perempuan dapat menunjukkan bukan hanya siapa mereka, tapi juga apa yang mereka perjuangkan. Salah satu ajang yang mencerminkan semangat ini adalah Putri Nusantara, kontes kecantikan modern yang merayakan keberagaman, advokasi, dan kepedulian terhadap bumi. Tahun ini, Putri Nusantara Indonesia 2025 menobatkan sosok muda inspiratif, Jasmine Rowe. Terpilih untuk mewakili Indonesia di ajang Miss Earth 2025, Jasmine membawa misi besar, yaitu kampanye peduli lingkungan, advokasi terhadap akses air bersih, serta membangun kesadaran akan pentingnya keberlanjutan hidup. Tak hanya di panggung pageant, suara jazz juga bergema lewat musik. Sebagai penyanyi, ia menyalurkan nilai-nilai yang ia perjuangkan ke dalam lirik dan harmoni. Karya seninya menjadi refleksi dari semangat generasi baru, generasi yang tak hanya ingin terlihat, tapi juga terdengar dan membawa dampak yang nyata.
Ya, peran ajang kecantikan kini telah berevolusi menjadi ruang pemberdayaan yang menekankan nilai intelektual, kepedulian sosial, dan juga aksi nyata. Nah, di tangan perempuan-perempuan muda yang berani dan berpikiran terbuka, panggung kontes kini menjadi alat advokasi yang kuat, mengubah mahkota menjadi simbol tanggung jawab, bukan sekedar prestis. Mereka membuktikan bahwa menjadi cantik bukan berarti pasif dan menjadi inspiratif bukan berarti harus sempurna. Justru dari keberagaman latar belakang dan kepedulian yang tulus, lahir suara-suara yang memperjuangkan bumi dengan cara yang unik, kreatif, dan berdampak. Lalu untuk mengetahui bagaimana aksi nyata salah satu wanita muda yang inspiratif, yang juga merupakan Miss Earth Indonesia tahun 2025, sudah bersama saya di studio saat ini Jasmine Rowe. Jazz, apa kabar?
Baik, apa kabar?
Aduh, senang sekali bertemu dengan Miss Earth Indonesia 2025. Congratulations, selamat
so
ya. Setelah Miss Earth Indonesia Putri Nusantara, step berikutnya adalah?
Step berikutnya adalah Miss Earth International yang akan bergelar di the Philippines, specifically Manila.
Wow, tahun depan?
Tahun ini.
Oh, tahun ini.
Tahun ini
bulan
di
apa?
Karantina bakal mulai di bulan Oktober nanti, akan berjalan selama 3 minggu, and then bakal ada final di minggu pertama November.
How you feeling? Gugup?
Pressure is on
Precious.
pastinya.
Oh, jadi apa-apa saja step yang dipersiapkan untuk masuk ke ajang internasional? Ini kan pasti kontestannya juga jauh lebih ini ya, bervariasi, beragam, dan juga on another level. Ya.
Yes, pastinya. And as far as I know, sekarang ada 80 contestant dari 80 negara yang bakal ikut kompetisi. So I'll be competing against them. So saat ini preparasinya lebih ke nekanin advokasi aku, nyari NGOs yang tepat untuk kerjasama, untuk tempat aku angkat for my
for advocacy work, ya.
Yeah, and then I'm also doing a lot of catwalk training and public speaking training, and juga harus belajar makeup dan bikin rambut sendiri karena di sana everything mandiri.
Iya. Nah, Miss Earth tahun 2025 ini kan ajang internasional, tapi ini kan pasti beda ya dengan preparasi untuk Putri Nusantara. Let's go back a little bit, yang Putri Nusantara, yang Miss Earth Indonesia itu bagaimana persiapannya dan kenapa kira-kira seorang Jasmine ingin mengikuti ajang kontes ini?
Well, I've always had a little love affair with pageants. Dari 2020 aku udah sempat ikut Miss Grand Indonesia. Di situ dapat Miss Congeniality. Persahabatan. And then abis
Penting persahabatan.
Penting banget, yes, true. And then abis itu juga pernah ikut Putri Indonesia, but at the time unfortunately aku belum siap, so sempat mundurin diri. And then this year I just had a like itching feeling within me, which is I need to get back up there, you know. Something is unfinished, then I really believe in the idea that you need to do what you love and help along the way. And right now I am doing what I love, but I wasn't really helping along the way as much as I thought I could. And so I just felt like the time is right, I feel ready, why not coba lagi.
Ya, why not coba lagi, apalagi masih muda ya. Sekarang kalau bisa boleh tanya, umurnya berapa?
Saya 24 tahun.
Jadi masih 24 tahun, jadi masih panjang lah ininya, masa depannya. Tapi step-step dari situ memang kalau saya lihat kan Jasmine memang tinggi ya, dari dulu kan pasti model kan.
Yes.
Jadi kenapa memilih untuk mengikuti ajang yang bukan hanya kecantikan saja dan khususnya why Miss Earth?
Well, ever since I was young, aku sangat tertarik untuk kerja sama NGOs dan ngelakuin CSR. Even when I was in school, I had this project di mana aku tuh suka kerja bersama air bersih. I want to give clean water access to people in need because I believe that everyone deserves access to clean drinking water. Yeah. So when I was in school, I used to create mufti days to school di mana kita pakai baju biasa ke sekolah, nggak pakai seragam, tapi kita harus bayar denda. Dan denda itu di-collect dan kita beli filter air untuk didistribusi di pulau-pulau terpencil.
Waktu itu sekolahnya di mana, Jazz?
Di Mentari, di Jakarta.
Oh, di Mentari.
Yes.
Jadi, tapi sudah punya program-program yang memang berbasis ini ya dengan LSM, dengan masyarakat setempat ya?
Yes, betul. And so every year kita emang harus ngelakuin sesuatu, harus pilih something that we want to work on as a community and service project. Dan aku milih always tentang air bersih, air bersih, air bersih. And so I think my attraction to pageants came because it's a platform where I can really grow and expand this CSR passion that I have. Jadi daripada hanya modeling, mungkin juga bisa use my voice for the right reasons.
Nah, kalau itu berarti kan harus riset dan harus memahami ya problem-problem yang dihadapi oleh Indonesia. Khususnya kalau mengenai air ini, apa kira-kira yang membuat Jasmine itu tertarik dan kira-kira program apa khususnya dengan yang CSR itu yang dilakukan ya? Tadi salah satunya kan filter itu, tapi program apa lagi dan dampaknya itu bagaimana, terasa atau tidak?
Yes. So kalau tentang my past, I worked with clean water and water filters, specifically organizationnya namanya Waves for Water. Ini it's a global organization and they provide charcoal water filters yang bisa bikin air kotor benar-benar jadi air bersih yang bisa diminum sama semua orang. Dan satu filter ini bisa di-share dengan satu kampung, misalnya 100 orang, itu bisa di-share sampai 10 tahun kalau mereka bersihin dengan baik dan benar. And it only costs $50, which in the scheme of things is
It's very affordable.
It's very affordable. And so this was my first passion, but now I think I'm growing more towards the sea as well, because I love being in the ocean. It's my happy place. Jadi aku ngerasa bahwa I'd like to work with coral restoration, mangrove restoration, and try and implement ecotourism too, however I can through this process.
Ya, dan Jasmine kan tinggal di Bali juga kan.
Betul.
Nah, ini pasti ya Bali memang menjadi ya pusat dunia juga ya, perhatian dunia khususnya mengenai ya kondisi dari laut kita dan juga begitu banyak sampah yang ada di pantai-pantai di Bali. Ini apa-apa aja yang selama ini di Jasmine sendiri bantu melakukan untuk ya mulai dari rumah sendirilah.
Yes, pasti mulai dari rumah sendiri, ngajarin orang-orang di rumah gimana cara kita bisa recycle dari plastik sampai kertas sampai food waste supaya kita juga bisa make compost kan di rumah. Itu juga sesuatu yang simple and simple things like always reminding my siblings untuk matiin lampu kalau keluar, matiin AC and
so you walk the talk. So you practice these
Yeah, yeah.
energy saving things. And
I definitely do, and I also do it with my friends, and my friends also like to remind each other. I think I have a really great community around me, which also helps me feel that I'm in the right place.
Okay, is this something of a big concern for the young people nowadays? Issues on, you know, climate change, global warming, and, you know, making sure that what we're doing is climate friendly and planet friendly.
For sure, I think the younger generation is becoming more and more aware. I think we have access to so many resources that share and educate us how we can help our Earth, and so why shouldn't we do it, you know, to a place that has given us so much and all the commodities we love.
Ya, saya lihat juga banyak sekali, apalagi kalau bicara mengenai sustainability climate issues, saya lihat justru banyak sekali anak-anak muda yang menjadi mereka aktivis ya.
Ya,
dalam
maju
hal itu.
mereka.
Ya, maju, dan saya pikir seperti Greta Thunberg
Yes,
misalnya.
exactly.
Jadi ada gap antara generasi yang mungkin merusak dengan generasi penerus yang mungkin justru ingin menyelamatkan planet Earth ini.
Betul banget.
Miss Earth, kita istirahat sebentar ya,
Oke.
Jasmine. Nanti kita akan lanjutkan setelah yang berikut ini. Tetaplah bersama Insight with Desi Anwar. Kami akan segera kembali. Anda masih bersama Insight with Desi Anwar. Saya ditemani Jasmine Rowe, Miss Earth Indonesia 2025, dan kita harapkan Miss Earth International
Amin.
2025. Tapi perjalanan menjadi Miss Earth 2025 ini bulan Juli ya, kalau tidak salah ya, pageantnya. Bisa cerita sedikit mengenai ini persyaratannya waktu itu, bagaimana sampai ikut, dan just kind of behind the scenes of what really stuck in your mind and makes it a good story for you to share with us.
Boleh banget. So actually, I decided to join very last minute. It was very like somewhat impulsive decision. Jadi persiapannya juga sangat padat dan very go go go. And so I was doing
Last minute-nya itu berapa lama?
like
Seminggu?
no,
Dua
dua minggu, tiga minggu. Ya.
Tapi masih bisa diterima gitu aplikasinya, Bu.
Ternyata masih. So it was around 3 weeks before their final, and mereka karantinanya kind of unique karena cuma 2 hari karantina.
Karantinanya 2 hari.
2 hari.
Jadi 2 minggu juga. Sebelumnya masih bisa ya.
Yes. So thankfully aku tuh dapat beberapa offers for pageant camps, they're called, to train me.
Okay.
And at the time I was speaking to them, aku juga ngomong kayak, oh iya nanti semoga kita bisa kerjasama ya. Well, I was still like deciding whether this was right thing to do or not. And then finally when I decided, I straight away told them, and we started training super intensive. Jadi I was doing around like 4 hours of training a day.
Training itu apa sih bagi kita yang nggak pernah ikut pageant seperti ini? Apa step-stepnya yang harus di?
Well, the main part of it is catwalk. Soalnya emang aku kurangannya di catwalk. Everyone says this.
Oh ya, bukannya Jasmine awalnya kan model.
Karena jalan model sama jalan pageant is very different.
beda
Harus goyang pinggulnya, harus selalu senyum, nggak boleh fierce, harus anggun kemana-mana ngeliat, tapi langsung bisa ganti ekspresi. Like all of this is taught. I didn't know.
Beda ya. Kalau
Very beda.
catwalk biasanya kan
Lurus, nggak boleh goyang sama sekali, just like strong
karena
tempo.
memamerkan bajunya kan.
Iya, iya. So pageant
harus
is a lot
latihan.
more smiley, sweet, calm.
Jadi giginya juga harus dipoles ya.
Iya kemarin, just kidding.
Terus apa lagi yang harus dipersiapkan?
Public speaking. Jadi pas malam finalnya tuh kita ada 3 segmen, which is ada catwalk. Oh sorry, 4. Ada catwalk, ada question and answer, ada talent show, dan juga ada speech.
Oke.
Tapi speechnya semacam motion challenge. Jadi kita diberiin satu kata, and with those kata-kata kita harus bikin 30 seconds of a speech.
Dan itu betul-betul harus improv pada saat itu juga?
Yes.
Atau nggak dikasih contekannya sebelumnya
No,
kira-kira
no.
kisi-kisinya seperti itu?
No, itu beneran on the spot. Kita harus decide improv apa yang kita mau bahas, dan it has to link to the mission of Miss Earth, which is beauty with a purpose. Jadi ya cukup sulit sih. So yeah, I've been practicing that. Tapi kalau boleh jujur, I was focused on the catwalk because that is my weakness.
And you did well, obviously, for you to
I
get.
mean, hopefully.
Terus dari segi preparasi lainnya apa-apa saja yang harus dilakukan?
Kita harus collect gown untuk malam finalnya.
Oh iya, nah ini kan walaupun memang Miss Earth Beauty with a Purpose, beauty-nya kan penting.
Yes, betul.
So berapa nilai penampilan dan pakaian itu kira-kira menjadi inilah ranking untuk mendapatkan mahkota?
To be honest, I don't actually know. Tapi if I was to guess, mungkin 50% is about the brains and 50% is about
How you
the
look.
beauty and how you look. And Putri Nusantara is really trying to promote holistic beauty, beauty from within and out, as well as outer beauty. And so, yes, this was things I'm just guessing, to be honest.
Tapi pemilihan pakaiannya jadi bagaimana?
Pemilihan
Prosesnya.
pemakaiannya. Okay, this is like the quite cute part. So, as you can see in this photo, aku pergi ke yayasan ini di Bali, and it's all women. And we talked about the ocean, karena emang it means a lot to me, right? We talked about the ocean, terus di dalam ocean ini tuh ada apa sebenarnya? Terus mereka bilang, ya ada ikan, ada koral, ada ini, ada itu. And I asked them, without them knowing what we're doing, kita gambar yuk apa yang ada di bawah laut. Terus kita ngadain kayak little competition, siapa yang paling bagus dapat a little present like a chocolate or something. So we did this little competition. They thought that was it. And then at the end I was like, by the way guys, thank you so much for making all these drawings, karena aku emang bakal peragain si gambaran kalian semua nanti saat aku di panggung Putri Nusantara.
Okay.
So we scanned all the drawings and we made a cape out of it, and that was the most meaningful part of my evening gown.
And that could have been the key to you winning the crown, do you think?
I
Because there's a
honestly do
story.
think so. I think it was very special, and it like set me apart definitely from the other contestants. It's really special, but the sad part was a lot of people didn't notice it. They thought kayak, oh apaan sih pakai kimono, masa yang lain pakai sparkly, wow gini-gini gitu, tapi dia pakai kimono. And so I had to do a little bit of a clarification to be like, no, we made it together.
This is not a kimono.
There's
this
a
is
story
work
behind
of
it.
art.
It's
Tapi
meaningful.
kalau pakaian gaunnya sendiri bagaimana? Dan bagaimana mempersiapkannya dalam waktu yang sangat singkat?
Kalau gaunnya dibikin sama desainer Bali. I was representing Bali for Putri Nusantara. And we just picked a simple gown. Soalnya sebenarnya gaunnya nggak gitu kelihatan di dalamnya. It's just, di
Okay.
dalamnya doang. Jadi luarannya sih yang bikin special for me.
Oke, terus ini kan dengan banyak kontestan lain ya, seperti apa energinya waktu itu? Are you guys
Dynamic?
very, very competitive? Like,
No, it was very relaxed. This competition was very relaxed.
Karena kan biasanya kan, wow, apalagi kalau udah misalnya picking the top 3.
True. Pasti deg-degan. Ada deg-degan di belakang stage, tapi sebelum kita naik ke atas panggung, kita beneran kayak kekeluargaan. It was very nice. We experienced a lot of things together. Kita pergi ke Jatiluwi, naik helikopter bareng-bareng. Nanam padi, kita pergi makan bareng-bareng, got to know each other, and was just like, you know, at the end of the day, siapapun yang menang, we'll be happy for them, karena we've made a little family here, which was very nice.
Kalau itu di karantina ngapain aja?
Kalau di karantina, kita ada beberapa workshop, kayak bikin bunga, like flower arrangement, kita juga pergi ke Jatiluwi, belajar tentang the rice terraces there, and then we also did a lot of practice for the final, soalnya kita ada dance dan semuanya agak kaku sama si dance ini karena harus pakai high heels. And so yeah, it was very quick, honestly.
Which is the best part for you, yang paling seru?
Paling seru, the final night. I think just the anticipation in the room, and I felt super loved and supported, everyone that I loved, and I think a lot of, they're called pageant lovers. Pageant lovers came and supported, and kayaknya mereka bangga juga, so I was very happy.
Nah, waktu ini kan question and answer-nya, pertanyaannya kan tadi improv ya. Kaget nggak waktu mendapatkan pertanyaan ini? Apa yang what went through your mind?
So my question was, do you think, what was my question? Yeah. Oh, how do you age with grace? This was my question. And I said that during your life, you need to celebrate each moment of your life. And when you do, and when you enjoy each moment, then there's more to look forward to. And I think when you have a sense of purpose within yourself, that at each stage you want to achieve something new, and as I like to say, do what you love and help along the way, when you have this mindset, you will naturally age with grace. And so I think it's more something to look forward to and something to celebrate. And so I was quite happy with that
You were happy with the
question,
answer.
because I don't know, it's something I truly believe in. And that's how I want to grow old, and that's how I want to somewhat be remembered and have a legacy for, is being able to grow with grace and do something good every step of the way.
Along the way. That
Along
you
the way.
Might as well use whatever available assets you have, and if beauty is your asset, why not use it to the maximum. Tapi waktu detik-detik terakhir pengumuman punya feeling nggak, wah, I'm gonna be the winner? Ada nggak pada saat itu? Atau betul-betul
I was surprised.
you were surprised?
I was surprised. I thought it could have been anyone. Everyone had their own strengths and weaknesses. I mean, my own weakness is aku tuh kurang bisa. They like to call it peres, you know, like basa-basi. That's my weakness. And when you do something like a pageant, you need to be able to be social to anyone and everyone all the time.
With a big smile on
with
your
a big
face.
smile on your face and with the confidence, and just these are things that I'm still learning. And I'm fine with that. Like, I'm fine to talk about my weaknesses because we're all human. But other girls definitely had those as strengths, and also I was like, oh, like I have this as a strength, but I don't have this, and I was outweighing myself and honestly judging myself too. But I really just serahin ke Tuhan. Apapun hasilnya, I'll be proud that I was even part of it.
And then when you did,
Oh,
when you were crowned, what went through your head? Well, I know
I
know what went on your head.
the
Yang di
crown kept
kepala.
falling too. I was like, no way, this is not real. You know, I was like pinching myself like on the side.
Did you have a little tear?
I did, for sure. I had tears, happy tears, but also like a bit of a shock because like, wow, this is a big responsibility. I'm representing Indonesia and I want to make sure that my country is proud and I want to do all I can, you know?
Ya, luar biasa. Miss Earth Putri Nusantara 2025. Let's have another little break ya.
Yes.
Kita istirahat sebentar lagi, tapi tetaplah bersama Inside with Desi Anwar. Kami akan segera kembali. Kembali bersama Inside with Desi Anwar, saya ditemani Jasmine Rowe, Miss Earth Indonesia 2025 dan calon Miss Earth International tahun 2025 di Filipina ya, Manila,
Manila.
bulan Oktober. Itu pesertanya 80 orang dari seluruh negara. Wow, it's a big event. Gimana? Udah siap apa persiapan yang agak beda kali ini?
Persiapan yang agak beda lebih towards how can I raise Indonesia's profile in terms of the environment and how we are different from the rest of the countries that are also competing. Jadi ya, cari organizations that will work best with me and vice versa, and just finding what's right and the equal balance at the moment.
Oke, Mbak Jasmine masih punya beberapa bulan nih untuk melakukan itu aktivitas. Sekarang misalnya kita dalam pageant Miss Earth 2025, why, you know, what's so special about Indonesia? Apa yang bisa diberikan oleh Indonesia kepada dunia khusus mengenai Miss Earth dan the planet Earth itself?
First of all, Indonesia is so rich in biodiversity. We have so much to offer. And I think that the main issue we face is a lack of awareness on how we, for example, how we litter, how we don't know how to segregate plastic, sampah di mana-mana. And it's just a little bit of a lack of awareness, and we need a little bit more education pertaining to these things. And I hope that through awareness and education taught, we can turn this into an actionable action that we as a nation can come together towards uniting to just be a better force for the world and to be reckoned with better. And so I'd like to be a voice for that.
Dan kali ini persiapannya berapa hari? Sama step-stepnya di karantina dan kemudian harus ada catwalk dan tanya jawab dan juga the gown.
Yes, jadi di sana lebih lama, panjang waktunya. It's 21 days, 21 hari. Kita bakal karantina, tapi di sana lebih ke lakuin CSR work. So we're going to go to the paddy fields, plant some rice, or like plant some trees. Kita juga bakal ke laut dan doing some work there. I think it'll be 2 weeks of intensive community and service work. Terus habis itu, the last week will be the preparation for the grand final.
Nah sekarang kan Miss Earth 2025 untuk Indonesia, Putri Nusantara 2025. Beauty with a purpose. Nah ini apa kira-kira yang menjadi tugas, tanggung jawab maupun all the stuff that you have to do now as a Miss Earth? Ada KPI-nya nggak atau ada things to do yang harus Miss Earth lakukan?
Well, I actually have guidelines for myself, which is I only want to work with foundations that are sustainable. Like, I definitely don't want to do any type, like for example, I got offered to do one cleanup for the sake of social media. Aku nggak tertarik sama sekali. I want to do it because I feel that I want to make a difference, and it's a sustainable long-term difference. So if it's just happening once or twice, I'd rather find a different organization who really wants to unite and grow together. And so definitely finding something that is sustainable and long-term and using my voice for these right
Dan
reasons.
sudah ada ini foundation yayasan yang
Yes,
bekerja.
sudah ada beberapa. At the moment yang paling udah fix is a mangrove restoration center.
Jadi apa yang nanti aktivitas yang harus
Aktivitasnya
dilakukan?
planting mangroves, tapi sebenarnya it's geared towards tourists, so ecotourism. Jadi their mission is that people who come to visit Bali bakal datang ke this tourist spot, daripada mereka just lakuin things for fun, they're gonna make a significant difference. Jadi we're planning to grow mangroves all around the toll road di Bali.
Jadi fokusnya sekarang masih Bali ya.
Yes, at the moment masih Bali, tapi aku juga tertarik untuk kerja di Mentawai Islands karena I love that place first of all, dan akses mereka ke air bersih masih sangat limited.
Jadi air dan laut juga masih menjadi fokusnya Jasmine, atau apapun sekarang yang berkaitan dengan lingkungan hidup itu bisa dilakukan?
Bisa banget, tapi my main focus is tentang laut sih.
Tapi ada ekspektasi nggak dari organizer Putri Nusantara itu sendiri yang ini loh Jasmine, kamu bolehnya hanya ini nggak boleh misalnya itu, atau dibebaskan untuk melakukan apapun yang diinginkan?
Pastinya mereka mau aku lakuin yang terbaik, but they're very open-minded. And when I first joined or was first crowned, aku juga sempat ada diskusi, which was I'm very geared towards being myself and being my authentic self at all times. Aku nggak mau to be this girl that has to sit upright and be perfect and wear makeup all the time with high heels and like wave. Like that is not me.
Okay, what is you? What is
Me?
your authentic self?
It's just, you know, being a normal 24-year-old girl outside of hours and wanting to give back to the earth that has given me so much. This is why I want this position, and this is why I feel that I got this position. And the great thing is that the organization backs that up 100%. They're very much supportive, and they understand that, like, at the end of the day, Miss Anything is just a normal girl who wants to do normal things, but at the same time has a drive towards helping the earth and environmental causes.
Okay, do you think because you have this title, you can do things more effectively, bisa jauh dampaknya dan impactnya lebih terasa, misalnya dibandingkan kalau Jasmine bukan menjadi pemenang ataupun ikut beauty pageant ini? Ada nilai tambahnya nggak yang dirasakan secara pribadi?
Ada sih, I definitely think it's a plus dan menjadi lebih sorotan. So for the attention purposes of gaining awareness, menurut aku sebagai Miss Earth ini lebih gampang untuk orang mendengar suaraku, apa yang aku pengen beritahu. Tapi tanpa title ini, of course juga pasti bisa. Like at home you can do all the little things to help the environment. But on a larger scale, I do think that the platform is very beneficial.
Beauty with a purpose artinya apa?
Beauty with a purpose for me, artinya adalah, as I like to say, I always repeat this, but doing what you love and helping along the way. I really believe that when you do what you love, you need to remember all the great that the earth has given us and try and do something in return, even if it's a small action that goes a long way. And I think beauty with a purpose is knowing that you're doing what you love, but that you also get to help others.
Oke, Jasmine kan masih 24, masih kuliah atau sudah selesai?
Masih, semester terakhir.
Semester terakhir, oke, nanti kalau lulus, yang kita harapkan ya, semoga menjadi Miss Earth dunia, Miss Earth International. Kira-kira bagaimana akan menggunakan dari segi pendidikan dan juga prestasi yang sudah dicapai? What you going to do with it?
Honestly, I'd like to do a lot of things. I think any 24...
Ya biasanya harus cari pekerjaan nih.
Yeah.
Welcome to the grown-up world.
Welcome to adulthood. Yeah, I want to do maybe it's pretentious to say, but I want to do a lot of things. But above most, I want to make Indonesia proud first and foremost. I think this is the most fast thing coming towards me is this competition, which is in 3 months' time. Aku pengen banget ngebanggain Indonesia, semoga bisa bawa mahkota pulang, ataupun place, that would be amazing. Like any of that would be honestly just the best feeling ever. And I know that going there and just being part of it anyways is already a really big deal, and I should be proud of that. So I I just want to gain a lot of experiences, and then hopefully I can apply those experiences and make my difference.
So at the moment, the target is quite close at hand. Okay, tapi
Yes.
say 5 years from now, 10 years from now, is this something that you're visualizing from?
I am. I would like to continue what I'm doing now, like with or without the title. Aku tetap pengen ngebantu orang, ngebantu lingkungan, and find niche and also big time ways to help our earth.
Oke, kita istirahat sebentar lagi. Tapi saya rasa Indonesia juga perlu ya orang-orang muda, anak-anak muda yang sangat committed untuk membantu, karena pemerintah juga memang perlu pemikiran-pemikiran yang jauh lebih segar yang juga bisa menginspirasi, khususnya all the creativity, the energy from the young people. Dan saya rasa Jasmine itu bisa menjadi, you can be sort of, you know, the North Star or the pioneer in that direction. Kita istirahat sebentar, tetaplah bersama Insight with Desi Anwar. Kembali bersama Insight with Desi Anwar, saya ditemani Jasmine Rowe, Miss Earth Indonesia 2025, dan fokusnya lebih ke air ya dan ke lautan, dan memang sekarang lebih banyak tinggal di Bali. Coba sekarang ke depan Jasmine diberikan tanggung jawab untuk memimpin gerakan nasional khusus untuk anak-anak muda, khususnya fokusnya pada air dan air bersih atau laut bersih dan lain sebagainya. Apa kira-kira seperti apa gerakannya, bentukannya, bentuk dari gerakan itu, dan aksi nyatanya apa? Sudah punya bayangan?
Sudah. Jadi menurut aku mulai dengan awareness. Kayaknya orang muda kurang tahu the statistics behind dirty drinking water di Indonesia. And actually 1 in 5 children under the age of 5 in Indonesia alone dies due to waterborne diseases. And that's crazy numbers. 1 in 5 children. And so I think that if we are more aware of these type of statistics, we'll naturally be drawn to work with water, because we have a glass of water right in front of us. Everyone should, you know, it's a basic human need.
Yeah, most of the time it's expensive. We have to buy them.
Exactly. And I just love to find a way for it, first of all, to be accessible and affordable. And I just see it as something so accessible for myself, and I don't know why it shouldn't be the case for others. And so that's what draws me towards it. And aku pengennya anak muda Indonesia juga mikirin ini and think like, I want to be a light for perspective on the great life you get to live, and to zoom out sometimes and see the world in a bigger picture, and to see all the other people that need your help, and how this life is not just for us, it's for
And
others.
how do you think you'd like to do that? Ini kan mau tidak mau kan harus membangun network dan harus membuat ya gerakan itu sendiri dan menyampaikan pesannya, meningkatkan kesadaran itu. Kira-kira how-nya itu sudah mulai terpikir nggak oleh Jasmine?
Aku pengen bikin platform. This is still a work in progress. Tapi I would like for it to be called a second chance, because I think that it's here, especially, it's still a bit quite taboo for things to have a second chance, which is kalau kita fail dalam sesuatu hal, kita ngerasa, oh, I'll just try something new. You don't go back to it, you don't get back on the horse. And it's one life we get to live, but it's not one chance we get to have to make a difference. And I want to raise this and kind of put light towards the fact that a second chance is okay, trying again nggak apa-apa.
Okay, so sekarang kalau anak-anak muda ya, mereka, tapi saya lihat kan seharusnya mereka lebih aware kan apa yang terjadi di dunia. Kita saja sekarang itu sebenarnya sudah masuk musim kering, tapi di Jakarta aja hampir tiap hari kan hujan. Jadi a lot of extreme weather patterns are happening, and we have a lot of, you know, national and man-made disaster. Jadi kira-kira kalau Indonesia itu diprioritaskan ya untuk memperbaiki situasi ini, khususnya access to water dan lain sebagainya, how would you do that in a long term and sustainable way, other than raising awareness? After you've raised awareness, what should be done?
I think definitely getting the government on board, and I think that's another form of awareness, just having the people that lead our country know that these are prominent issues that are happening, and maybe they seem quite minuscule at the moment, but just showing them a perspective that these are big things that are happening to our people and they need help, and how are we going to help them? It's a collective movement. It's not one person that it takes to make such things work, right? And so I think it's important to get a lot of people on board, and it starts with awareness, but obviously it has to turn into an actionable step. And it can start with water filters, but it's still quite a small movement, and so I'd love to find a way to grow and expand this.
Ya, biasanya kan kalau kita lihat banyak sekali gerakan membersihkan pantai, membersihkan sungai, membersihkan di Indonesia kan banyak sekali sungai-sungainya yang dapat predikat paling kotor ya di dunia. Nah, ini kira-kira sesuatu yang Jasmine juga mau lakukan karena di situ jelas sekali ya the before and afternya. Apalagi gerakan membersihkan sungai dan membersihkan pantai itu kan very visible.
Yes, it is very visible. And yes, aku sangat tertarik sama ini. But there are other issues going on as well in the ocean, like sea levels rising, sea temperatures rising, and things that happen gak hanya di surface level, tapi di bawah laut juga. Seperti koral yang sudah rusak and need to be restored so that our marine life lives on and doesn't go extinct. I think our main source of protein in Indonesia is seafood, kan? And kalau rumah mereka sudah nggak ada, sudah hancur, gimana kita mau makan? Or gimana a lot of people in our country are going to eat? And this is stuff we need to think about, not just on the surface level, but underwater.
Do you have a community? Ini kan you walk the talk, misalnya Jasmine sendiri melakukan ya aksi-aksi ini dengan cara Jasmine sendiri. Tapi bagaimana menularkannya? Pertama mungkin dengan lingkungan sendiri, keluarga ataupun teman dan juga para tetangga. Bagaimana selama ini effort yang dilakukan oleh Jasmine? Orang, do they share your passion? Are they into it, or they say, oh well, this is just a fad, maksudnya ya supaya hanya ketenaran semata atau karena tren?
No, definitely not. I think that my friends and my family are definitely a reflection of me. They're quite similar in their views and their opinions and their beliefs. Jadi aku sangat bersyukur punya this community around me which is just as supportive and just as into it, and pengen juga ada sebuah change yang terjadi, dan mereka juga sangat bangga that aku bisa terpilih sebagai Miss Earth because then I can lead this movement that we've all been talking about for so long.
Yeah, wow, that's great. The platform, and you mentioned about the platform. Sekarang semua kan harus berbasis digital. If you're not on TikTok or if you're not on IG, basically you don't exist there. How can you harness the kind of internet connectivity as well as our dependency on technology to spread your vision, mission, and to practice your advocacy?
I definitely see technology as a tool that helps this whole movement go forward. First of all, the platform, social media, Instagram, TikTok, all that you mentioned, those are very important tools to propel my voice and my cause and purpose. But I also think other tools like artificial intelligence are just as important in supplementing what I'm trying to share. Because sometimes as a human, you just don't have the words to say, and it's so simple, just like a Google search, to put a little prompt into ChatGPT and for them to expand your knowledge on a certain thing you're trying to share, right? And so I look at everything to do with technology as a tool and a resource, and I try to use it as wisely and appropriately as possible. Definitely never copying.
Do you spend a lot of time scrolling?
Yes, of course.
Mindlessly or mindfully?
I want to say mindfully, but if I would be lying.
Sosmed itu media sosial, apalagi kalau kita sudah menghabiskan waktu berjam-jam di situ, sangat mudah untuk menghabiskan waktu dan juga menghabiskan tenaga gitu.
Doom scrolling.
Bagaimana? Doom scrolling. Makin lama makin dunia langit sudah runtuh ini, because there's a lot of really.
I think that comes from yourself. Harus punya self control dan the ability untuk that was fun, ini rekreasi, tapi how can I use this beneficially ya? Searchingnya diperbaiki supaya algoritmanya mengganti supaya jadi hal-hal yang lebih positif, yang lebih baik, yang lebih bermakna. So it starts from yourself, I think.
Yeah, it's important to actually do your own self-control ya.
Yeah.
Karena kalau enggak ini bukannya makanan bernutrisi, tapi bisa menjadi racun.
Iya, betul.
Berapa hari ya per hari menghabiskan waktu?
Scrolling?
Scrolling.
Oh, I'm like a TikTok. I'm a TikTok girly. Sering sih. I mean, if I have free time, like pastinya aku bakal scroll sedikit. But it's the way of the the way of the world now. Semua orang ngelakuin ini. I'm not proud of it, tapi ya jujur aku.
Ya,
Fast scrolling.
tapi kan seperti pisau kan, bisa digunakan untuk hal-hal yang baik dan
True.
konstruktif, produktif, tapi juga bisa untuk merusak kan ya. Lebih banyak yang mana digunakan ya, oleh Jasmine?
Menurut aku lebih banyak untuk hal-hal baik. And I think the things that I search up juga are related to what I believe in. Jadi emang algoritmanya kan ngeganti kan. Jadi ya sesuai sekarang. Especially ever since I became Miss Earth, my algorithms have changed into everything is just about planting trees and then which is like a bit, you know, superficial and surface
Okay.
level. Tapi
Are your followers
Mengganti.
growing since you became Miss Earth? Makin bertambah nggak followernya?
slowly but surely, but it's not so important to me.
Dan banyak
Lots of
nggak?
support though.
Lebih
Lots of support.
nggak ada hater kan biasanya kalau
Oh, ada dong.
Ada dong.
Ada dong. There's always haters, and I've struggled with that, jujur, pertama-tamanya. Tapi sekarang I'm learning to deal with it, and udah, pokoknya nggak semua hal harus dibaca.
Ya, haters are always haters.
Haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate. Kita istirahat. Kita masih ada satu segmen, Jasmine, tapi kita ingin mengenal lebih dalam lagi, ingin mengetahui insight di balik seorang Jasmine Rowe ini. Tetaplah bersama Insight with Desi Anwar. Kami akan segera kembali. Kembali bersama Insight with Desi Anwar, saya ditemani Jasmine Rowe, Miss Earth Indonesia 2025. Tapi kalau kita lihat tadi di intro di awal dari perbincangan kita, Jasmine juga seorang penyanyi. You're a budding talent. Bagaimana? Bisa cerita sedikit mengenai ini hobi atau memang sesuatu yang ingin ditekuni dan menjadi bagian dari karir ataupun profesinya? Karena suaranya very nice.
Oh, thank you. Mulai sebagai hobi, pas kecil suka banget nyanyi di restoran, live music, karaoke, dari yang beneran nggak bisa, maybe malu-maluin bapak ibu sampai
Sekarang
agak
bikin
membanggakan.
Tapi ini ikut pernah ada latihan vokal atau belajar nyanyi?
Pernah. And during COVID aku mulai nulis lagu. Jadi my grandpa was an author, an Australian author, and mungkin dari itu turun temurun I like to write. And so instead of
Romantis atau lebih filosofis?
lebih ke about my experiences sih.
Apa? Patah hati?
Ya gitu-gitu.
Ditinggal pacar?
Ditinggal, disayang.
COVID itu kan 4 tahun yang lalu kan, jadi masih muda.
Masih muda. Ya, so I used to like to write kayak di diary aja sebenarnya tadinya, nulis tentang harian aku, bla 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 bla. But then one day my dad was like, kenapa tulisan ini nggak dibikin sesuatu? Ganti perbait-perbait aja, nggak usah se-full ini. And so then I ended up making lyrics and learned how to make melodies bareng teman aku. Dan akhirnya jadilah lagu.
Oke, dan sekarang udah punya label kan? Atau?
Yes, sudah. Yes, my label is great. Namanya We Chord Evermore. They're new. They're a sub-label under Sony Music Indonesia. And yeah,
Jadi punya target sendiri, harus berapa lagu diciptakan, kapan keluarnya?
Ada. So the goal is 10 lagu.
10 lagu
10 lagu
dalam 10 minggu.
dalam oh my god. Dalam 3 tahun.
Dalam 3 tahun.
Yes.
Sekarang sudah ada berapa lagu yang?
Sekarang baru 2.
Baru dua. Oke. Tadi di awal kita mendengar sedikit ya, little bit taste. Mungkin saya ini nggak ada instrumennya. Why don't you sing us something a little bit? Yang terbaru.
Sure.
Yang liriknya merupakan gubahan sendiri, tulisan.
Oke. Aduh, kau sudah mulai sayang aku, tiba-tiba saja bilang-bilang cinta. Aku tak begitu tahu dirimu, tiba-tiba saja bilang-bilang cinta. Sabar dulu sebentar, cinta harus saling mengenal. Nanti dulu, tunggu, jangan buru-buru bilang-bilang sayang, bilang-bilang cinta. Very centil.
I like it.
Thank you.
How would you describe yourself, your genre? Apa pop? What do you want?
Yes.
Who's your role model?
I think it's very pop, very...
Taylor, you're a Swiftie.
I am, proudly. Yes, honestly, it's very varied. I listen to a lot of different things. And yeah, I think my music's like happy-go-lucky, kind of shows what type of person I am in real life. And I like the transition, like from beauty pageants to singing. Like I feel like I can carry two different versions of me.
Mungkin orang nggak nyambung, ini Miss Earth, planting trees, planting mangroves, terus kemudian menjadi penyanyi yang like a serious singer if you actually signed up with the label kalau sudah punya rekaman. Jadi maunya apa sih?
Honestly, aku pengen apa adanya aja. This is me. I'm exploring all the different versions of me. Tapi it's still authentic. Nggak ada apapun yang fake atau bukan aku. Karena I really feel I only do things that I'm seriously passionate about dan benar-benar meaningful buat aku.
Tapi ini kalau saya lihat kan di sekarang, apalagi dengan adanya IG dan semua orang kalau udah ngelihat ini gadget itu, they become very narcissistic ya, di mana-mana itu selfie dan basically it's all about themselves. Bahkan sekarang kan banyak yang filter, mereka tidak merasa tidak percaya diri kalau nggak pakai filter dan lain sebagainya. It's beauty, it's an obsession for you.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
But how important? Seberapa penting? Karena you work in a world of where appearance matters.
Yes, yes. I think it's important to be presentable, to be clean and hygienic. Tapi kalau ya itu penting banget. Itu menurut aku lebih penting daripada.
That's so basic.
Yeah, that's basic. But I mean, it goes a lot of
air bersih ya. Supaya.
I mean, it's undermined by a lot of people though. So. I'm definitely not the type of girl that uses makeup every day. Like to use my sendal jepit and just be normal.
Gak ada beauty routine yang dilakukan.
I mean, like sunscreen and some vitamin C.
Bukannya supaya.
Gak ada. Just
supaya bening, glowing.
Malah aku suka tanning. Suka tanning.
Apa hobi-hobi yang dilakukan? Olahraganya apa?
Olahraganya aku suka main tenis. Aku juga suka functional training. Saat ini semua teman-teman aku lagi gila-gila paddle.
Yeah.
I think the whole country. It's a big trend. But yeah, it's very fun. I like social activities like that. Juga suka paddleboarding di laut, snorkeling. I really want to get a diving license. Pengen belajar. Yeah, so.
Jadi nggak terlalu harus berapa jam per hari ngurusin rambut, ngurusin. No special beauty routines.
Unfortunately not. Sorry to break it to you guys.
Yang penting bersih ya.
Yang penting bersih.
Basic hygiene.
Basic hygiene.
Mandi 2 kali sehari.
Lots of people forget this.
Tapi kan untungnya kalau tinggal di Bali kan you get exposed to a lot of good sunshine and vitamin D. Makannya diatur, menjaga kesehatan,
diatur, but I'm not like
badan.
Super strict. You know, I love my dessert. Love my little bit of chocolate at night. Yeah, I just stay active to be honest, and I eat what I like. Tapi aku jaga-jaga juga karena kan bentar lagi takutnya ada bikini competition.
Apalagi kalau sekarang mumpung masih muda ya, jadi
true.
ininya metabolismenya juga masih cepat. Semuanya bisa masuk tanpa kelihatan manifestasinya secara fisik. Oke, sekarang kalau Jazz menyampaikan satu pesan ya khususnya bagi generasi muda, the generation Z ini yang ingin kalau sekarang ya semua orang saya rasa ingin ya bersinar. Everybody wants to be a TikTok star, everybody wants to be on social media ya. Tapi apa yang menurut Jasmine ada pesan nggak yang ingin disampaikan?
Yes. Pesan aku is it's very important to stay present. Life is a journey, not a race. Everyone has their own journey to follow. Then don't try and change that just to be like someone else. Be unique to yourself. Be beautiful with a purpose. Be beautiful inside and out. And as I like to really say, do what you love and help along the way and always be a force for good.
Okay, well that's a lovely message. Beauty on the inside, mungkin orang tuh kalau beauty on the outside kan there's a lot of products ya for that.
Yeah, true.
Beauty on the inside, could you be more specific? What would constitute, apa sih kecantikan yang ada di dalam menurut Jasmine? Mungkin kita orang punya beda pandangan ya mengenai.
Buat aku itu mulai dengan ketulusan dan kebaikan, kindness. Spreading kindness wherever you go, because you don't know that someone you see on the street, a simple smile can really change their day, or leaving the door open for them, holding it, saying thank you, please, using your manners, like all that stuff goes a really long way. And I think just by doing those simple actions, you radiate beauty. And dari dalam sebenarnya kelihatan keluar, nyala, orang matanya bersinar, jadi lebih cantik, jadi lebih ada auranya. And I'm drawn to people who are kind. And I'm sure everyone is, right? And so I think beauty from within starts by being kind, and then everything kind of follows naturally.
I like that. Simple.
Yeah.
Kindness.
Kindness.
That is beauty from within. Sama ini ya. Keep clean.
Yeah, keep clean.
Your beauty routine, I like that. Bersih. Hidup bersih dan sehat.
Simple.
Simple. Jasmine, thank you very much. Terima
Thank you
kasih
so
banyak
much as
insight-nya. Good luck and all the best for you. Mudah-mudahan bisa pulang dengan mahkota khusus dari Jasmine Miss Earth untuk Indonesia.
Amin.
We need all the help we can in order to preserve the planet Earth. Beauty
With a purpose.
with a purpose. Sekali lagi terima kasih banyak.
Thank you for having me.
Jasmine, dan terima kasih telah menyanyikan lagunya. Bukan karena patah hati kan?
Bukan.
Oh, bukan.
Happy, happy.
Happy. Ya, demikian Insight with Desi Anwar kali ini. Terima kasih juga atas perhatian Anda. Jangan lupa Anda juga dapat menyaksikan tayangan ini di cnnindonesia.com dan di YouTube CNN Indonesia. Insight with Desi Anwar. Sampai jumpa. Stay safe. Bye-bye.